it really comes up for people who are refinancing. Like they did this PACE lien and then they wanted to take advantage of interest rates. And all of a sudden they didn't have the same equity position that they thought they had. And this goes to the root of the question, which is, can you sell your home and will the loan live, right? Or does it need to be paid off? The answer is it needs to be paid off if you're doing any type of traditional financing. I would say any kind of financing, right? The reason for that is there is potential for that loan to supersede the new mortgage. As far as like, if something goes wrong and there's a foreclosure proceeding, who has priority? Who's got first lien position? And so Fannie, Freddie, FHA, VA, they all want to be in first lien position so that if there's a problem and you don't repay the loan, they're going to come in and foreclose. They're going to be first to act, right? They're going to be first to get paid. They're going to be like, they basically had the priority on that type of process. And so there was questions about who's got the first lien position. And so essentially they came out and said, no, we're not going to let any PACE lien survive a transfer of ownership.
It feels that's the way it should be, though.
I see it both ways. I definitely like that. When I first heard it, I was like, oh, that's a great idea. Like, hey, you get to transfer the burden of this big expense onto the owner or whoever the new owner is. But I also see the first lien position. And ultimately, like if you're doing a cash sale, Jim, then that's something that you could approach. You should certainly, as a seller, don't try to slip it under the rug, right? You need to notify any potential buyers like, hey, there is this lien attached to the home. We don't want to take care of it. We want to pass that on. But if the buyer is doing any type of traditional financing, conforming or non-conforming, that PACE lien is going to have to be paid off.
We had that happen. One of our customers 2 years ago, I guess 18 months ago, they called up, fan of the show. We had done a deal with them in the past. I think they wanted to do a refi, Mike.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do a cash out refi. And then they found out they had to pay off the PACE loan. And I got them over to Mike, and they weren't, I mean, not that they were upset with Mike, but they weren't real happy about the news, because what they were told at the time they thought was that would just continue on with the property taxes and that he wouldn't have to deal with it. And then that screwed up his cash out refi, and he couldn't do it.
It really comes up for people who are refinancing. Like they did this PACE lien and then they wanted to take advantage of interest rates. And all of a sudden they didn't have the same equity position that they thought they had because there was this PACE lien that kind of needed to be satisfied as well.
Well, it probably really messes up any cash out options for a lot
certainly
of folks.
Cash out, right? You just don't have the same equity position you thought.
Right.
Yeah.
I had one, Jim, where, and I eventually got them connected with Paul Krasker's office. They actually did a sale with a conventional loan, and nobody caught that there was a PACE lien.
Right.
And she called me to do a refi, and I said, wait a second. And I looked at the property tax and said, something's not right here. Your property tax bill went up, like way up. What happened? And I saw the PACE lien, and I said, well, you didn't do this lien. It was the previous owners. How did that happen? And this was kind of like a fix and flip situation. So there was just some sort of timing mishap, and the title company that closed it missed it, and they didn't pay off the PACE lien, and it survived that transfer. So eventually got him connected to Paul. Of course, Paul has deep roots in title, right? He knows what the heck's going on with title. He's like, yeah, they screwed up. Guess what? That's why you got a title policy. Yeah. Title policy took care of that situation.
Yeah, good. Which is pretty cool, right?
A lot of people say, why do I need this title insurance policy? Well, guess what? Guess what? This is one of those situations where it actually came in handy. And that client was very happy, not happy that it happened, but happy that she got it resolved in her favor.
It sounds like you're thinking you might be selling or refining. If you want to know the value of your home, just give us a call, give you a free valuation. It's that easy. You just say, hey, Jim, I want you to tell me how much my property is worth. What can you sell it for? That'll give you an idea of what value it is for a refi or a sale. And we'd love to help you with that.